I think I'm back. I'm trying to really lever in on this. I could always try and turn the edge and set up again for another round of percussion. And depending upon how well I'm able to do with this, I still may. But on the other hand, if I can blast me some flakes down this, see, these flakes are going pretty good. That one dug in because of the thickness right there, and I didn't get it right. Alright, so that didn't hurt anything. Getting lighter. These little burrs are dangerous. Don't hit with the little burrs on. So now it's getting ever more dangerous because it's ever more lighter. You can see it's a lot lighter, a lot thinner. And I'm not suggesting that Jason couldn't keep hitting on this sucker, but I don't think that I'm gonna. It's a little thing I use for notching, but I also use it for picking. And I've got a couple little hangnails here that I want to pick. Sometimes I like to check if there's an easy and quick solution to an issue before I start risking screwing up again by trying the harder solution. You lever these things off away from the face, push on it in a little bit to grab it, and then lever out towards your pad and see what you can do, because if you start going to try and reach it and take it out, well, maybe you will, and maybe you'll make a big old step that's worse than the one that you had. I mean, it depends on the situation. If you know you can get it, then you know you can get it. But if you don't, then sometimes it's better to see if you can pick it. Y'all, I just thought of a trick to tell you about that I haven't told you, I know. And the trick is to how you can tell who your real napping buddies are and who isn't. When you're napping at a nap-in, always be ready to look up quick. And the reason I say that is, if you're doing anything, if you're napping, and you're doing anything that could be a problem, what you want to do is, you want to be right ready where if you break your piece, you can look up real fast and see who's looking at you and whether they have a look of like they're laughing or a look of disappointment on their face. Because sometimes you'll look up and the person will look all upset because they didn't want you to break your piece either. But every once in a while you might just see somebody have a little look of delight on their face that goes away real quick, but it's there for that split second when you look up. Oh, some guys were talking about edging and how to do better edge work. Well, for me, there's different kinds of edge work, and on some stuff I try to make sure that I get stuff just like I want it on the last non-edge work, and then try not to do any edge work to speak of. But then basically I think there's a heck of a lot of difference between, say, trying to do the edges on a Montel and trying to do the edges on a Clovis. You know, on a Clovis it's kind of a semi-steep bevel. It doesn't run in very far. And if I was going to do edge work on a Montel, I'd want it to just be real flat and sharp and bevel right and go right, feather right on into the original flake. And those things are supposed to be real thin and real sharp. Alright, so this side is relatively clean. The other side is relatively clean too. Yeah, that's pretty light. That's feeling pretty good. Got to bugger it up right in here a little bit. And I think I'm going to try and see if I can stiffen this up enough to shoot one back the other way and see what happens. And maybe wrap this up to where it'll make it run. We hope. Well, it ran, but it didn't quite get over that hill and back down into that valley. And I'm not following my own rule where I could have tried to pick it off. Funny. I'm going to clean this up and try again, and I'm going to try and pick it off and not worry about it, because no boy wouldn't worry about it anyway. I'm just a little bit too meticulous about some of that kind of stuff. It doesn't look like that's strong enough anyway. Alright, I'm not gonna worry about that. This is plenty light. I'm gonna take some pressure along here, and then we're gonna probably notch it and maybe decide at that point to leave it alone. Okay, that's sharp. Right back.